Oh, you're frozen again.
Every time I press the music, I freeze. But
Okay.
welcome back to episode 16
Woo!
of Gel and Tell.
Welcome back, people. We're excited for this one because we're hoping that it's going to be a very insightful one. Today, we're talking about optimizing your Instagram profile as a business owner. But before we get into it, G, how was your week?
My week's been good, thank you. It's been hot in the UK. We have had a heat wave, which I'm not going to complain about because us Brits always complain about the weather, whether it's too cold, too rainy, too hot, too windy, whatever it is, we're going to complain. But yeah, the only thing that's been more challenging is having a dog and just making sure little old Dex don't get too hot in the heat and walking him at the right times of day. But yeah, apart from that, loving it. Sat outside and did a bit of work yesterday, which is quite nice. Still been training, still been loving life. And
following the World Cup as well.
Oh my God, I'm loving it. Apart from the England match yesterday, was it? No, the day before yesterday. Awful.
I mean, don't ask me, I don't know what it is.
You didn't even watch, you watched the first match though, that was good. The second one was just frustrating and awful. So we're hoping that we have a better game on Saturday because that was not the one. I was like even falling asleep in the second half. We were not playing well. So yeah, fingers crossed England can make a turnaround. And that was a good little wake up call and reminder of what's on the line because we would like it to come home. It would be very nice. We were on a client call the other day and what happened? Was it like they were based in Dubai and I said, oh yeah, well if it comes home, I'll get a tattoo on my bum. What?
Bear in mind, guys, Georgia just like it's just one of the things that you would not do, right? Like get a tattoo. It's not like you're against them. Obviously, you know people that have tattoos. I have got tattoos, but it's just something that you wouldn't willingly go and do, right? Mm-hmm. But somehow, now that the World Cup is on, Georgia is gonna get a tattoo on her bum.
If England win the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. That would be my only exception. I think it'd be hilarious. We'll see. They're going to win now, aren't they? Get a tattoo. Get it live on the podcast. You can take me and then everyone can see my ass. Anyways, how's your week been?
It's been good. It's been really good. Yeah, prep is going well. I'm on a digging week this week, which means that we've lowered food, upped cardio. So not bad though. I'm enjoying it. The vibes are good. Energy is good still. So yeah, I'm just taking it one day at a time. But it's so cool because people have started booking their tickets to come and watch us on our shows. So yeah, my family has started booking. One of my friends is traveling to Cyprus for our Cyprus show, which is great. And then we saw our coach as well over the weekend and we're on track. So I'm very happy, considering I'm doing this for just to do it with Gio really and just me against me. I don't really know who's competing against me on any of the shows. So
have you registered now? Are you actually registered for the events?
No, I need to register. I know which ones I'm doing. I need to register. It's on my to-do this week.
Yeah, you got to do that, especially if Holly's flying out to Cyprus and booking her flights. Imagine.
Yeah.
Got to get those. Yeah. Got to get those registrations.
It's going to happen. Gio's registered. I need to do it this week. It's a must just to get it in the diary. But I've also booked my bikini. So.
Woo!
That's happening. So yeah, if all of those things are now done and booked and my family's booked tickets, Holly's booked tickets, it's happening, people. I didn't think I'd actually do it, to be honest, starting prep, but it feels a bit more real.
Do it. You were always going to do it. You didn't put all this work in to not get to the finish line. You're going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see you on stage. You're going to look so cool.
I'm excited.
Be so good. Yay. So that's what's happened this week. Our business is booming. The page is growing. If you follow us on Instagram, you might have noticed we've actually grown by 1,000 followers in the last month, which for our little business, only 9 months in, is a pretty big deal. And maybe that's something, when we hit 10,000 followers or something, maybe we'll do an episode on how we did it. But for now, we're just going to ride the wave and enjoy creating content. And that's really fun. So today's episode is all about optimizing your Instagram profile as a business owner. So we're going to talk about first impressions, what you need to do on your page, the common mistakes we see, essentially things that we would go through when we sign up a new client on a profile audit. So it's going to be super tangible, lots of things that you can work through and do on your page and things to avoid as well. So let's just jump straight in. I think I forgot to add, and I think we should do because we haven't done it for a little while, just in case you're new listening here and you haven't come across us before. My name's Georgia, this is Nora, and together we are Gel. We run a marketing consultancy for service business owners that are looking to grow their business and their client base through systems, great marketing and social media. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, drop us a follow on Instagram at wearegel_ and listen along for more episodes on how you can grow your business too. Woo!
Let's go. So to kick things off, I think one thing to clarify when it comes to like building up your Instagram profile, you need to decide what kind of profile you want to build. So, in the industry, you see like influencer profiles, which have a lot of followers, but that the objective of having more of an influencer profile versus having a business owner profile where you sell things, they're just different. So before you think about like optimizing your profile, you need to just have that distinction in your mind around like if your goal is to sell and to grow your business through your profile, it's going to look very different to someone who's posting to get brand deals and to grow a big audience. And have future opportunities that don't have to do with building their own thing.
Absolutely. Influencers post for engagement, business owners post for sales. So doesn't mean that there aren't similarities, but in how you set up the profile, there needs to be certain things in place to make sure that you're not optimizing to build an influencer profile, because that doesn't necessarily equal revenue generated. And I think it's just an important thing that you don't need loads of followers to make loads of money. We made 6 figures with under 1,000 followers. You do not need followers to get engaged people in your audience that will buy from you. And that sounds like I'm being big-headed, and I don't mean it like that. I just mean it as reassurance and inspiration to show you that it is possible, regardless of your niche industry or social media audience. Obviously, the more followers you've got, the more surface area and opportunities you can create, and it is great to grow your audience, and something that we see, and advocate for. It's something we're trying to do ourselves to get more opportunities for our brand, but you do not need loads of followers to make loads of money on social media.
I'm just going to say, like, across the years of us helping other coaches and service business owners in general, like, grow their businesses, we've personally coached people that have less than 1,000 followers making 10K months in business. So your engagement and like your audience on socials is not a reflection of how good your business can be.
100%. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we've coached people with hundreds of thousands of followers who are making jack shit because they don't have the trust and authority to sell, because people view them as influencers, not coaches, or not a serious business owner. So growing a big audience doesn't equal authority unless you've created a profile that's optimized as a business owner. So that's why this is such an important episode. And we're not saying you need to look at the vanity metrics, but what we are saying is we need to focus on the revenue generating things, like how many leads are you getting, how many calls are you booking, and then how many clients are you closing as a result of your social media. So Nora, if you're looking at someone's Instagram page, let's get into the nitty gritty and kind of break it down bit by bit. So you land on a profile. What is the first thing that you're looking at before anything else? Before you even look at the content, what is the first thing that you look at on a page?
So for me to click on the page in the first place, the profile picture needs to like be super clear. I always say, like, and this is the first advice I give anyone when they set up their profile, is like choose a very clear profile picture that you can see your face. It's warm, so ideally you're smiling, and it's quite zoomed in. What you don't want is a full body picture, because when someone scrolls on the Reels tab and looks at a reel of yours, if you have a full body picture, they can barely see who you are. So you need something close up, warm, inviting, ideally smiley, and depending on the industry that you're in, within a setting of your industry. So if you're a fitness coach, ideally in a gym setting with a gym outfit. So that would be the first thing to click on the profile. And when I go on the profile, it would be their bio, 100%.
Nice.
What about you?
So agreed on the profile picture, 100%. I also think if you've got like a brand color, it can be quite nice to do like a background remover and have it as like a branded background, especially as a business owner, can make you stand out when people are in the DMs. Not absolutely only thing that works. Clean professional shop pics can work well, but I also look at the username, because one thing that's a bit of an ick for me is when people have like loads of random numbers and stuff on their username, or like a username that just doesn't relate back to what they're selling or doing or their brand. It just feels a bit like random. So make sure you've thought about your Instagram username. I can think of 2 examples of one's a yoga and breathwork practitioner who runs retreats and does a bit of coaching, and then the other's a CrossFit coach. Both of them I've worked with over the last 5 years. When they started working with me, their Instagram usernames were not it. They were like, I'm not going to obviously name them because I don't want to like name shame. We changed them, but like it would be like their name mixed with the different numbers and then like half of their brand, and like they'd be long and wordy and they wouldn't roll off the tongue. You wouldn't view them on a poster and remember the username. And then we tweak them to like a verb with name. So like as an example, my like personal business page is Grow with G. So it's like alliterative, quick to remember, has my name, but also an angle in it. So it might be like Lift with Lucy, or like Grow with Gemma, or like Build with Benny, or something like that. But it's like rolls off the tongue, quick to remember, kind of like a personal brand, but you see it as a username, it's clean, and it's like, oh, and I'm kind of interested to see what like Build with Bella is about.
Yeah.
So it's just thinking of like, does your username link back to your business? Is it kind of like a brand? Does it feel professional? And if no, like, let's update that, because Georgia Crouch 5852 _ business is not gonna help you look like a professional business owner.
I love that. I actually didn't think of that, so that's a very good point. It makes sense though, because it does look more professional and it does look more legit as well. Like, how many bots are on Instagram right now?
Too many.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Should we tell everyone about the Leslie man from yesterday?
Go for it.
So there was this man that followed us, and I think it was called Leslie. I think it was
Fernando or something.
Why do I think it was called Leslie? Anyway, this bloke follows us through one of our ads, and then he messages like, "Hi, beautiful lady," emoji, and then sends this like weird selfie whilst in the car. Anyway, we've got a virtual assistant in our DMs helping us just manage the volume and like starting some conversations and, you know, keeping on top of like our comments and things like that. And he's male, Nick, and we got Nick to send a selfie back to Mr. Hi Gorgeous Man, and he was like, "Ooh, you're a man," and then blocked us immediately.
Shall I for the people watching the video, shall I show the conversation? It's
why not?
Hilarious.
Got blocked. He wanted the beautiful girls.
His name was Leonardo.
So Leslie, Fernando, kind of in the middle. Yeah, fair. Jokes.
Love it. It was so jokes. But yeah.
So, okay, so we've done profile picture. We've talked about username. So those are the first two things at the top of the screen. Let's work our way down through the profile. Yeah. So the next thing that we see, I mean, should I screen share?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So username is the @. So here we've got @WeAreGel. Unfortunately, we've got an _ would rather not, but it was the only option available. So that is what it is, guys. There's no numbers. Profile picture, you can see smiley, approachable, both of us, branded color background, clear who we are, that there's two of us. So that's, you know, very optimized if we do say so ourselves. Next thing, this is the name field. Now, this is not the same as the username, and a lot of people treat it the same as the username, which is basically a missed opportunity, because your name field here is the most searchable part of your entire page when we're looking at the search bar on Instagram here. This is where we want to get some keywords in. This is where we want to have your full name so people know how to address you, or anything that you think people might put in the search bar that you would want them to find you because of. So, Nora, what are like the main mistakes you think we see in the name field when we're speaking to clients or potential clients?
So I think when we think about us wanting to appear in the search bar, right, we need to definitely have our full name, because if you meet someone, even in a social setting outside of like social media, like, I don't know, at a pub, and they know who you are and they go and look for you on socials, they're going to look for you with your full name. Mm-hmm. So you have more chances of showing up for that person in the search bar. So you want to optimize it for that. Add your full name in there. Most people just add their first name without surname, or sometimes just their brand name. And nowadays, people don't really remember brands. They remember people, right? We always say this, people buy from people. So you can have your brand like we do there, but what you'll notice on ours is we've got our brand name and then we've got our names, which people will most likely search for. The other thing that we'd recommend for business owners, and a lot of people miss out on this, is adding your specialism in that name as well. So choose like 1 or 2 keywords that describe what you do. So if you're a fitness coach, it could be fitness coach. If you're a women's only fitness coach, you could even specify women's fitness coach, or online coach for parents, whatever that might be. You could specify that specialism, because then when someone is looking for different keywords that have to do with what you specialize in, you're more likely to come up.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've spoken about the name, the username, and the profile picture. So you hit the nail on the head next, Nora. We're going to talk followers. No, what the fuck am I saying?
We're going to talk followers. No, we're going to talk bio.
Bio. Do we want to talk about ratios? Do you think ratios is a thing to mention, or do we just not
I do think so. Like, what you don't want to be doing is like following 3 times the amount of people that are following you. It does look like you are literally spamming
You're like, follow for follow, follow for
Yeah.
follow. I follow back all accounts, follow for follow.
Yeah, I think as long as you don't exceed how many people are following you, possibly a bit lower, ideally.
Ideally lower. Like, you
Yeah.
don't want to, if you're following 4,000, you've got 5,000 followers, you don't really have 5,000 followers, do you?
Yeah.
You've just got people following you back.
Yeah. 100%.
Whereas, like, look at our ratios.
Really good.
But we're quite selective in how we curate our feed, to be fair, because we don't want to just see loads of content that doesn't interest us. So yeah, ideally ratios don't look like you forced your followers. Okay, bio. There's a few different ways you can write a really good Instagram bio, but I think the core things that are most important are, it sounds like you, it's words that you would use, it clearly shows a bit of personality, but it specifies specifically who you help, what you do, and how they can work. And I was like, okay, Nora, are we going to say at the same time? Who you help, what you do, and how they can work with you on the back of it. So there's like different formulas that you can use. You might have heard of like, I help X achieve Y without Z. That's kind of like a standard mission statement formula. But what we're really enjoying at the moment and recommending for our clients, which we've got ourselves, is using a bit of social proof in your mission statement. So if I break down our bio for you, first line is just a bit of like cute personality and our kind of energy, which is like your business BFFs, nail emoji, gel, polish, guys, if you didn't get the pun. Yeah. So your business BFFs kind of shows like a bit of fun, but then the mission statement on line 2, help 200 plus service businesses 2 to 5x revenue. So what we've got here is our promise, which is we're going to promise that we will 2 to 5x your revenue, who we work with, which is service businesses, and a social proof bit, which is we've helped over 200 of them. So in there, it's who we help and how we help them and what they get out of it. A little bit of an explainer underneath, build simple systems that actually work, because we build the systems and the marketing systems and the CRM, and then a call to action, applications for one-to-one coaching now open, downwards emoji to work with us through the link. So what we want here is mission statement and a call to action with a sprinkle of personality. If your bio is vague and doesn't specify any of those things, feel free to DM us the word bio on Instagram and we'll help you optimize yours. But it's really, really important that we're trying to hit these different angles, because without that, people are just going to not understand the page to even look at the content in the first place.
100%. A couple of things to look out for. Try and avoid using generic keywords. So for example, fitness coach, one thing that we see all of the time is busy professionals. That is not a niche. So you need to get super clear on who you help. If your niche is busy professionals, you need to look at your niche again. It needs to be targeting a specific person with specific, aspirations, specific pain points. Sometimes it can be that is based on like the work that they do, but busy professional can be so many different people. It could be a CEO, but it could also be someone with a corporate 9 to 5. It could be, someone like a digital nomad, like living from Bali. Like there's so many different people that would fit into that. What you don't want to do is just be too generic to the point where it speaks to no one. Your bio needs to speak to the direct person that you want to work with.
Yeah, 100%.
The other thing is, don't add too many links. We see so many people having 5, 6, 7 links in their bio, and half of them point them to the same thing, not on the link itself, but what the objective is like get them into your funnel to inquire for your services. So what you don't want to have is a call booking link, an application form, and a website. That there's no point for that. What you need to do is just choose one. What's the one way that you can get people into your funnel? Attach that on the bio and just have one link that's super clear for people to go through.
Yeah. So as an example on ours, we've got our main like landing page website, which has our service breakdown and application form on it where people can inquire to work with us. But we also have our podcast, because that's not on our website, but it's a different way to funnel traffic in for us so that people can listen and learn from us. And the idea is to add value through it. So that's why we've got 2 separate links. But if you don't have like a longer form channel that you would want to link to, like a YouTube or a podcast, then application funnel or lead magnet all the way, and just optimize for that.
100%.
Awesome. One thought I just had, should we mention like the Meta verified thing just quickly before we move down to highlights, as just something that I know a lot of people ask about, like, is it worth getting verified on Meta to get the blue tick? In the olden days of Instagram, it used to be if you got 10,000 followers, you would automatically get a blue tick. Now it's a subscription service through Meta where you can pay, I think we looked yesterday, it was like £12 to £15 a month or something, and you get the blue tick and you get certain protective measures or whatever. Recently, Instagram is cracking down quite a lot on certain stuff, and and blocking accounts and being quite difficult. So we are seeing that it's not necessarily helping people get more support, but there is an argument to say that it's better for account security and things like that. Do we have one at the moment? No. Will we explore getting one? Probably, but it's not something that is like hugely important or going to make a difference to like your engagement or even actually being able to get on the phone with Meta. So if you're not sure, probably don't. If you're growing an audience quite quickly and you want to protect your account as much as possible, then it's probably worth 15 quid a month. But let's definitely go on to the highlights. I think we've got some work to do on our highlights, to be honest.
I think so too.
Maybe we should audit our own. So go on. Where do we start with updating our highlights?
So I definitely think we need a highlight of outlining who we are, our background a bit, and like, just a bit about us, especially because we are two people in the business. So giving a bit of a background on both of us, how we work as a duo, what is Gel, what do we help people with. I always recommend that to any business owner that we work with, is it's almost like a start here highlight of like getting to know us better and getting to know what Gel is. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that'd be great for us. So we'll make one of those. Start here, who we are. Do you think we should also have in that what we do? So like include that, or should we have our offers in a separate highlight?
I would have offers in a separate highlight.
Cool. So it really clearly outlines the services that you've got in your program or in your container or whatever you do. Just so people who are interested, who might not go straight to your website and want to stay inside Instagram, can actually view your products and services in one place. One thing that I think we do a good job of is a results highlight. We need social proof highlights that show some wins and some results, even testimonials. We need to start here explaining who you are, a bit of your story, and then an offers one, which is like what you do, your services, that kind of thing. We also have a BTS, behind the scenes one, just for some fun little snippets of like our clients and life. But I actually think any more than that, you might be moving into overkill territory. Yeah,
I always say anything more than 4 to 5 highlights is too much. You just want to, basically, when you think about highlights, you want to summarize who you are, what you do, show social proof, and show a bit of personality, which is why I think the behind the scenes works for us. Because we do, part of our positioning and our content is, the friendship side of things as well as like, having fun with our clients on a content day and all of that. And that wouldn't go elsewhere. It would just go in the behind the scenes really and the day-to-day stuff. So yeah, I think I would recommend it to anyone really, just to show like the more personal stuff going on.
Agreed. One thing that I'm loving at the moment, and I actually think are really effective, are these notes as well. And it's kind of an optimizing your profile, but you can literally write something. And because not many people use them, I think it's great. So episode 16 of Gel and Tell coming soon.
Love it.
And then you can just share it. This goes then on your profile, but also in the like stories tab. And so it just, it's quite a nice thing that a lot of people aren't using. But you can see now, if you were to land on our page, it's almost just like a little note and thought bubble that's coming out of Nora's head quite nicely. But I do think they're great, and I think that they're quite underestimated in terms of like a feature. So there's only one more thing I think in terms of optimizing the profile before we wrap.
Yeah, it is the pinned posts.
It is.
We love a pinned post.
We love a pinned post, don't we?
I don't think there's a winning formula for this. I see people doing it differently across the board, but I think the principles are very similar to the highlights. Ideally, you'd want to have at least one pinned post where you're showcasing social proof. In our case, we've got 2. Where we showcase 2 of our clients and how we've helped them. Because we do work with other business owners, showing social proof builds that trust a lot faster. So if you are working with other business owners, that would be my recommendation. Put more social proof up on your pin posts. And then we've also got here our story. So it's a bit of more of like a storytelling carousel in the middle about us, how we started Gel, what Gel is, just for people to get to know us a bit more when they first come into the page. Other things that I see people doing is having a pinned post around how to apply for their services. So explaining more about what the services include and then how to apply for them. So you could have a pinned post about that just to make it super clear for your audience on if they wanted to work with you, how could they do that? And then what else do we see?
Lead magnet. So I think that's quite a good one. If you've got a lead magnet or something that is performing well, to get like comments on a post to get a free thing. So something that's like a resource that you can exchange for an email address, having that pinned at the top of the page can be a really effective way of just keeping it evergreen. So you're constantly getting more leads in for that specific thing. So one of our clients has got like a running guide and they have like a comment word, they've got it pinned, so they're constantly getting more leads through it rather than having to always be plugging it. It's at the top of the page when new people land. So I'd say lead magnet's good. Social proof is non-negotiable for a pin, because you need to show people that you can get the results that you're claiming in your bio, so they see it immediately. They've got this social proof highlight, then they've got the social proof pin, and then you're posting, you know, at least once or twice a week some social proof. Like there's no doubt in their mind that you're actually able to deliver what you're saying you can. So social proof, who you are, storyline, kind of about me post is always a good one. And then I'd say either more social proof, an offer, or your lead magnet for the third one. Would be optimal. The only other thing that I've seen work quite well is like a really high performing post. But I don't know if I would say arguably that might be more of an influencer personal brand page than a business owner, because if that post that's performing well is only getting you likes but not leads, then does it deserve space at the top of the page?
100%, completely agree with that. Awesome.
Cool. One new feature that Instagram released last week that might be worth mentioning is that you can now actually reorder your grid. So one of the things that people used to do was like, oh, I'll pin this to like move things around so they're not next to each other. But on your phone now, if you hold down on a tile on the grid, you can actually go to reorder grid and move things around. So if you're not loving the like structure of your posts, or you want to move some of your higher performing stuff up, you can actually do that, which is pretty cool if you want to like redesign. But it's one of those things, guys, where we wouldn't want you to spend loads of time on it because it is a bit of a waste of time.
Okay, so going through everything that we discussed, I think we should give you guys a bit of a quick checklist when it comes to thinking about your profile and asking yourself, is it actually serving me at the moment, or do I need to tweak things? So first thing that you need to ask yourself is, can someone tell exactly what I do in the first 3 seconds of going on your profile from a piece of your content on the For You page, right? The idea is like they click on there and they know exactly what you do. Is it obvious who you help? So can they see if that what you are helping people with could be for them? Is there proof on the page that you actually know what you're doing and you work with people
and you can get results,
and like you can get results? And is there a clear next step? So are you telling people how to work with you? And then finally, I would say, do my highlights and my pin posts actually match and support the whole message of who you are, what you do, and so on? They need to summarize and give a quick summary to anyone that's new on your page. I think one thing that we didn't talk too much about, and I think that's a separate episode around content strategy. It's one thing optimizing your profile. It's another thing having content that actually matches what you're trying to do and the positioning. So if you've got the most perfect optimized bio, but then your content does not back up what you're trying to claim or say that you help people with, it's just not going to work. There's going to be a disconnect there, and people won't really get as nurtured as we want them to be in a position to buy. So it's all kind of like a domino effect, like one thing complements the other and so on.
And this is why you need a good content strategy to follow, and you need to understand what's working and what's not. So with all of our clients, we do this because without data and insights, you just shooting in the dark, pissing in the wind, not gonna win.
And you know, like if you want to make things easy, you could work with gel. Just putting it out there.
You could.
But I think we're pretty good. But I think that is it for today's episode. A bit more of a tangible one. Hopefully you got a lot of value from it. We hope to see a lot of bios optimized after this. If you are struggling with optimizing your Instagram profile or bio or highlights and so on, and you have any questions, don't hesitate to send us a message on Instagram, and we'll be able and more than happy to help.
Do you want to do business takeaway of the week?
Do you have one?
Is my business takeaway? I've got one. Okay, so my business takeaway of the week is that you get out what you put in. And we've seen this recently with the new client that signed up that has done every single thing down to the T that we have asked without question, without hesitation, and has just gone full force. And their results are incredible. And we've only been working with them for like 6 weeks. And I just think it's such a great testament to you get out what you put in. If you make excuses and you don't do the work, don't expect the results. And they just are such testament to that. And that's my inspiration for the week as our new client, who's absolutely killing it. And she's just doing what we say, and it's fucking awesome. So that's my takeaway of the week. What is yours?
So good. I know who you're talking about, and we are very proud of her. She's great.
So what would your takeaway of the week be, Nora?
My takeaway of the week is like, if you say you're going to do something, do it. Especially if people rely on you to do it. That's how good business works. That's how ethical businesses work. The last thing you want to do is let people down, disappoint people. We love working with people that just just do the thing that they say they're going to do. And that applies to our clients, that applies to our team. You know, we work hard daily, and we want people around us that do also like working hard and getting results and having fun as part of it as well. So do the thing you say you're going to do.
Do the thing you say you're going to do, and do it with a smile on your face.
Exactly.
Love it. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for listening. If you like the episode, drop us a like, rate it 5 out of 5 on Spotify, or like it on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe. If you need any help, message us, and we'll see you next time for episode 7. Team.
Awesome. See you guys. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.